What up everybody, my name's Elijah, aka Fanatic, and this is No Hindsight. So first and foremost, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute, it's been a little bit over 2 months since our last video dropped, so that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what happened in those 2 months. So if you remember from our very first video on this channel, like where I was walking through the park, I was talking about all the things that you can expect to see this year from our channel, and this is one of those things. So I use quarantine as an opportunity to sit down, brainstorm this out, and go ahead and start building the PC, as well as this awesome setup behind me. Also, I just want to take this time to say thank you so much for all the positive feedback on our introductory video, as well as our first episode of GX3. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my very first PC setup. Hey. They all know I live just how I preach, so I don't have no vendettas. But if you try and cross my niggas, then you best keep your head up. PX4 storm coming, better bring the umbrella, cause if I catch you lacking, you gon' have a date with Beretta. I won't bust up in your crib like no ABC robber. I'm not gon' waste all of that gas to come and handle a problem. I let your mama sleep soundly, gon' keep peace in the projects. But listen close as I explain the only way you can stop it. You chose to lie down on the tracks like a Looney Tune comic. A bullet train is on the way, so don't forget that you called it. Pack up your shit, hit the road, gone like Wallace and Gromit. Here is my mercy, leave for mama, forehead lines make her vomit. Another shooting cover here live on NBC. Witness said one shot was fired, victim found here on his knees. He said he knew the fate before him, he huffed, puffed and wheezed. His lower lip all dry and cracked like a pack of saltines. But then he looked into the camera, those who watch held their breath. Turned up the volume on the screen to hear what he would say next. He said I crossed the wrong nigga and few things I regret, but I could've died tonight and glad I still have my head. Just look around, I had no cover like I should've been hit, and ain't no way I'd be approached with a 1-round clip. Tonight was just a message and I hear loud and clear, I will not be told again, now get the hell out of here. Most don't live to tell the story, so I hope that you're hearing this and ignoring all the shit that you got in is delirious. Matter of fact, that reminds me of what my pastor once said. This man got wisdom, always answer from his heart and his head. He said my head will say what's right, but my heart will say best. If you ain't guided by the light, there's no such thing as a test. If you ain't living like Christ, then you're playing with death. So count your blessings, check your pulses, could be your final breath. Prophet. Alrighty, so to go over everything, we're going to go from front to back, then from bottom to top, then left to right. So, starting right here with our Respawn gaming chair. This was a Christmas present from my parents last year, so thanks Mom. You know, it's an awesome, cheap little chair. Super comfy, got this like leg rest. It extends pretty much to where you're laying down. Like, look at that. So getting that out of the way, next we're going to talk about the desk. So this actually is not like a preset desk. I actually just bought 2 IKEA Alexes. That's what these drawers are called. These are the office version that have these like really deep drawers for the bottom. I keep my VR headset there, and I keep the other one for a whole bunch of like notebooks and paperwork and whatnot. So and then we've got 3 standard size drawers up top that I keep stuff like my my PS4 stuff and vape stuff. And crowning both of the drawers, I have the IKEA LINNMON. This is made out of their, you know, cardboard, wood material, whatever you want to call it. And it is 78 by 23. And I absolutely love this. It gives me all the space I need to spread out. I don't feel like I'm cluttered. I don't have to stack stuff. I feel like this is the perfect size desk. And I have the space for it after rearranging my room. So really happy with the way that this desk turned out. So moving on from there, this is just a little Minecraft potion bottle that my old college roommate got for me for Christmas a few years back. So it just looks great on the desk. And then this monster. So first things first, the case. Now this case is built in Germany by a company called Fanatics. It is called the M908. This case was only put on the European market but I found a online distributor that had one of these in stock, and they worked with me. They shipped it. It took about a month to get here, but come on, that infinity mirror display on the front, I just had to have it. So absolutely fell in love with this case. I wanted something different. You know, it came with these 3 LED fans up top. These are my intake. I've got 2 running here on the side for my exhaust and 1 in the back. So as far as specs go inside the case, we're looking at the MSI MPG X570 Edge motherboard. It's got Wi-Fi integrated. You can see there on the side it's got some LEDs built in as well for RGB. Pairing that with the Ryzen 7 3700, that is a pretty great CPU so far. That's the stock cooler on top of it, that AMD cooler. And right next to that we've got 16 gigs of Trident G.Skill RAM. This is DDR4 3600 speed RAM. And then right below all of that we have the XFX THICC 3. This is our graphics card. It is a AMD Radeon RX. It's a 5700 XT. It boosts up to like 2100 megahertz, and it has been a awesome card so far. It's a honkin' dude. It's a big old guy. And then down there hiding underneath the shroud is the Thermaltake SMART 700 watt. This is my power supply. It's been doing the job. Eventually gonna upgrade it because I want to do VR, and I just didn't want to shell out the money for a 1000 watt power supply right out of the bat. So I love it so far. Looks great, works great. I'm digging it. And for audio, we are rocking the SteelSeries Arctis Pro wireless. Now these 2 pieces come as a bundle, so the base station and the headset came together. This is an old Astro mix amp from, gosh, years ago, but still kicking strong, and I have the 2 coupled up when I'm playing PS4. So basically this base station keeps a second battery pack charging 24/7. So whenever the battery pack in the headset dies, I just swap the 2 out. You never have to be tethered to a cable, and I absolutely love that. Ultra low latency, good battery life, great sound quality. I hear everything, and all my friends are able to hear me crystal clear too. Awesome investment. I love that guy. The little UI inside of the base station is really awesome as well. Whole bunch of EQ presets and a whole bunch of settings that you would expect for a high-end headset. So moving on to the visuals, I'm running the MSI OPTIX Mag series. It's their curved gaming monitor, and I love this display so much. 27-inch display, curved, 165 gigahertz refresh rate, and 1440p, 1 millisecond response time. It checked off every box I could possibly look for. QHDR, it is phenomenal. I can't speak highly enough about this monitor. Moving on from the monitor, we've got the RAZER Huntsman Elite keyboard. Absolutely love this board. It comes with this integrated wrist rest that just pops right off and magnetically pops back in, and then the RGB syncs back up. It has dedicated multimedia keys here up top, as well as a mute button, and this is our volume dial. You can use this as a macro if you would like, but I just have it set to default. Also, didn't want to compromise with the numpad, but what makes this keyboard so special is the fact that it uses optomechanical switches. And what I mean by that is, with any traditional mechanical keyboard, whenever you press a key, you would hear a very satisfying click, because that's how normal switches work. But basically, underneath each individual key, it has its own infrared laser that goes underneath the key, and whenever you press the key down, it allows that laser to completely pass through. It hits a little plate that actuates a key press and sends it to the computer. So that being said, you can type up to 30% faster because that tiny little press there actuates the entire key. You don't have to push it all the way down. Also, with that being said, there has been so many accidental key presses since I've used this keyboard, but if anything, it's just improved my typing accuracy, and I absolutely love this board. And as far as I understand, this is the only keyboard on the market that utilizes these optomechanical switches.
There is a tournament edition of this board that does not have a numpad. I think it still does have these multimedia keys. It does not have a wrist rest either, but it still utilizes those optomechanical switches. So if you want a smaller package, that might be the way to go for you. Moving on, we've got the RAZER Mamba plus Firefly combo. I don't even know what to really call it. The RAZER Mamba is probably Razer's like most popular wireless mouse. And this version of the Mamba is extremely light because of the fact that it doesn't have a battery in it. Really the science behind it is, since these are sold together, this mouse has a copper induction coil in it, and this version of the Firefly acts as a wireless charger. So as long as the mouse is sitting on the mouse mat, then you're set. You've got power, ultra low latency, looks great, you're completely free from cables, never have to charge it, and it's a awesome duo paired with the RAZER Huntsman Elite, so it was definitely the way to go. Kind of just speeding through the last part of this. This is my 2TB slim gold limited edition PS4, and it was for sale during E3 for 1 week, like 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago. I picked it up as soon as it went on sale, and I was glad to be one of the ones that got it while it was still in stock, because the price skyrocketed right after they sold out. Right next to that, I've got the Arctic Air. This is literally just a desk fan, and it is awesome because it gets warm in here, especially when I'm playing VR. I just turn it on and it keeps me cool while I play. And then right next to that, I've got my PlayStation VR controllers sitting on their charging dock. And then underneath that is the VR processor. I just plug the VR headset into that when I play. Before anyone says anything about it, I understand that it makes so much sense to put the tower right here and then put everything else right there. But to not kind of close myself off from the door in the closet, I didn't want to put it there just to kind of keep an open feel. And it just felt a little bit claustrophobic when I kind of tested it out right there. So I know I'm not getting the best viewing angle for this epic infinity mirror, but I like it just the way it is. It's got its place right there in the corner, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did with my quarantine. What did y'all do? Tell me about it in the comments below. I've seen a lot of y'all doing gardens and building stuff and like being super productive. I stayed inside and I ordered parts. But so with the completion of this setup, I hope to be able to I now have a physical home base for noHINDSIGHT, and I'll be able to film, edit, and publish all from this room. We do have big things planned for this year, but Tumba and I just have to take baby steps to get there, and I think this was a big step in the right direction. We still don't have a set in stone upload schedule, but I promise it will not be another 2 months before you hear from Tumba and I again. Well, with that being said, y'all, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so that whenever we do put out another video, you'll be the first to know about it. Oh, and while you're at it, give this video a big old thumbs up. How does Sniper Wolf say it? Y'all go ahead and hit that like button in the... Anyway, like and subscribe if you want to, and y'all please, please, please be safe. Like, despite what anyone may tell you, COVID is not over, okay? So be careful out there. Black Lives Matter, and noHINDSIGHT in 2020, y'all. Don't look back. Okay, one last thing, I'm going to be leaving links to every single part and peripheral that I mentioned in this video in the description. So there's going to be links for reviews, the reviews that like compelled me to buy these parts in the first place, and then links to Amazon, Best Buy, wherever I bought the parts. That way you can see if they have those things in stock, if you want to pick them up for yourself, that kind of thing. So go check it out. Okay, love you, With the completion of this setup, I have a physical home base.
Playing from desktop CI 31E.